was just in Hampton County. Now I'm back in Bluffton. I was just on WSAV. Now I'm on YouTube. It's Lowco Pigskin Live. I'm Justin Jarrett, joined at the moment by Jeffrey Strickland, aka Stricklander, and Trace Lowther, who does not have a nickname, which is disappointing.
The Ridgelander, maybe.
The Ridgelander. We got the
Stricklander and the
Stricklander and the
Ridgelander.
Ridgelander. I'm into it. I like it. I'm into it. Let's do it. It's a Skeeza heavy panel at the moment. I've just come in from Hampton County, where Hampton absolutely murdered Woodland tonight, 64-0 in the WSAVCW Friday Night Blitz game of the week. Andrew Davis and I got to talk a lot about Hampton in the second half because wasn't much to say about Woodland. I think they had 32 total yards.
Are you serious?
Cam Pringle was a non-factor. Kayvon Chisholm and Mandrell Sanders were in the backfield all night. Cody Seegers was laying wood. I mean, they could do nothing. I think they had 10 rushing yards, dude. Like nothing. Zion, on the other hand, had 229 on 16 carries or 19 carries, something like that. 5 touchdowns. He got hurt on the second series. You saw him holding his arm, and then he was actually on the ground. Looked like he had maybe like dislocated a shoulder or hyperextended an elbow or something when he fell on it. But he was unaffected. He got right back in there and kept going. It was unreal. I mean, it was precision and it was surgical. It was awesome. Yeah, they hit some big passes too. Boban got really involved. They did a lot with him. He caught a deep touchdown pass. Hezzy had a deep touchdown pass that got called back. It was something else. Yeah, how about those Hurricanes? You ain't kidding. Plus, I got to Rigdon's and saw Kayvon's pops. I met Kayvon's pops in the line at Rigdon's. Yeah, introduced Wes to Rigdon's. Learned that lady doesn't like it when people do certain things before they come get their food. She'd appreciate if you didn't come in there smelling like that and just get your food first and then go do that. So if you know what I'm talking about, and what's that?
Did you get the strip dip? What'd you get?
No, we just went four-piece snack and a side of corn nuggets.
Missing out. You got to get the strip dip, either Carolina Gold or the hot sauce. That's the way to go.
All right. Well, now I know. I mean, no one is half the battle. By the way, Matt Gohagan says the Stricklander, Coach Jeff, is looking good.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate you, Bob. But you guys were both at, unlike me, I was at a crazy game. You were both at Donnybrooks. Let's run through the scores real quick, and then we'll let you tell us about your crazy Skeeza affairs that you had tonight. High School League 7-4A, May River beats Colleton County 35-16. Misa Garzon is going to jump on and tell us about that. And we also have his post-game interview with Tanner Macy, who had a big game tonight, 4 TDs total. James Island 31-12 over Bluffton. That game was close late. Like it was like a 5-point game, I think, in the second or third quarter, going into the fourth quarter. So pretty good showing from Bluffton there. I know they don't want a moral victory, but nonetheless, it kind of bodes well for them the rest of the way. Lucy Beckham 38-10 over Hilton Head. That was also close at halftime, which is kind of what we thought. Hilton Head is, tough team, but they don't have the horses to go 4 quarters. Hanahan over Battery Creek 49-13. Barnwell 38-24 over Ridgeland Hardyville. That was a close game most of the night. Ridgeland fights. Barnwell is now the last hurdle for Hampton County, and I don't think it's that big of a hurdle after what we saw tonight. That was crazy good tonight, man. So I think I'll be back in Varnville in the playoffs. And then Whale Branch 42-8 over Allendale Fairfax. I believe Javon Livingston from Buford Zone is going to jump on with us and tell us about that one because he was there recording that one. HHCA 38-0 over PD. That game's not what it had been the past few years. Northwood 52-18 over JP2. Pinewood 42-18 over Hilton Head Prep. And then the ones you guys want to hear about. Oh, I'm going to skip one. Colleton 25-21 over Carolina. They had to come back and win that one. They fight, man. Colleton Prep scrappy. And then the good ones. Thomas Hayward, 41-28 over BA. And it was 28-27 BA at halftime, right? So the shutout in the second half from Tyree's boys on defense. I'm sure there was a lot of emotion in that one with the Shufords coming home and Thomas Hayward getting the dub. And then Patrick Henry was down 28-0 against Branchville, and they get the dub 31-28. Michael Tucker Mathis with the game-winning field goal, and we have comments galore. Max says, how about them Pats winning against them public school boys?
Hey, I didn't look like that at first.
Jackson Wiggins says, Jay Strick, cut your hair. And someone who's unidentified by Facebook, I don't know why, says Carolina Gold is where it's at, which I am a Carolina Gold guy. I love
Facts.
Love it. I don't know why I was born in Kansas, because Carolina Gold was like the nectar of happiness for me. I love that stuff. So those are the scores. Trace, tell us about that one. That was a big one. Lowco on Lowco.
Yeah.
I want to know more about the Shufords homecoming on the other side of the field and how weird that was. And I'm sure there's a little hype around there, a little rowdy.
Yeah, it was strange. First off, excuse my voice. Been sick, and after screaming in the press box for the last 2 hours, I'm a little down here with the voice. But
were you screaming sportsmanship reminders, or what were you screaming?
Yeah, I probably should have been. No, it was an exciting game. I mean, I will say, got there, and I talked to Shuford before the game, and it was all love. I mean, I've got nothing but respect for Coach Shuford.
Yeah.
I love Coach Shuford and Dietrich and his family, and excited to see what they can do at Beaufort moving forward. Definitely a fun game, an exciting game. It was back and forth, a lot of offense in the first half. I don't.
Yeah, you told me there was no defense at halftime, and then THA throws the shutout in the second half. Did you just throw the ball for Blue?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I love it. I love it.
That's funny. Yeah, it was 28-27 BA at halftime, back and forth game in the first half. Tony O'Banner with 2 passing and 2 rushing touchdowns in the first half. It's kind of the Tony O'Banner show in the first half.
As it has been.
But I'll say, man, and for BA, it was the Jackson Porter show, really in the first half.
It will have to be now.
Right. And he played really well. I mean, the up front, they blocked well for him. He played really well. Run a lot of zone read in the first half. BA was Shuford was able to get loose on a few runs, but I think they threw 1 pass attempt in the first half. Very ground heavy from BA in the first half. And then second half, it was really an all around just gauntlet from THA. You had the Robinson twins making plays all over the place. Donovan had an insane hit that ended up being called targeting. If you look at the rule of targeting, it technically was targeting. I just hate the rule. Wasn't leading with his helmet. It was just the receiver caught it and he was defenseless, and Donovan laid the wood and got called targeting. But he had a big hit. Tony had a good game on defense. He actually got the sack to kind of seal it late. But a lot of kids stepping up. Mitchell White stepped up, played well. Bo Pinkney and those boys on defense had a great game. Even Dawson Drew, the freshman, stood making some plays on defense. So it was kind of an all-around affair in the second half, and the boys were able to pull it out. Really impressed with how Tony threw the ball tonight. I think he was only incomplete, I think, on 2 passes all night. Very accurate with the football, which we know about his legs. We know he can rush for 300 yards anytime he wants to. But
Cam Newton
was really impressed with his ability to throw the ball tonight and stretch.
He throws a good ball. I think it's just a matter of getting more comfortable with making reads and things like that. And I think it'll just come in time. He's just so versatile. He's such a good football player. You put him anywhere on the field, and he's a difference maker. Alfonso shouting out Kellen Fripp with the INT.
Fripp did have a pick. Nice.
I miss having Fripp on the camera, but I'm glad he's playing.
I know. I think it was who was? I think it was Ryder Smith maybe with the deflection, and then Fripp intercepted it off the deflection. So that was a good play. But yeah, I mean, the whole team, Josh Gibson, I mean, just everybody kind of stepped up in the second half, making plays all over the field. And it was.
I know you mentioned the Drew kid. I know Tyree's excited about him. He posted him on Facebook the other day and called him the best defensive tackle in the state or something ridiculous. But
Dawson
still,
is
it says
Dawson's Owen White's younger brother, and
okay,
he is a 6'5" freshman.
He's a big dude.
So he's massive. Okay. He'll be a good player once he develops a little bit more. But yeah, it was a fun game. A little back and forth chippiness after the game, and you expect that in a homecoming from Shuford, and emotions were high.
I'm sure some people said some things that they'll apologize for later, but no matter who won that game, there's going to be some talking going on.
For sure.
That's the nature of the beast. That's what rivalries are. You're going to talk after, and the whole reason you want to win it so bad is so you get to do the talking and not hear it. That's the whole point. Which our friend Misa Garzone's in the green room. He will attest to that later because he likes to talk. He likes to win the derby so he can run his mouth.
That's right.
Instead of having to listen to it. And he's a good talker. But Stricklander, you had a doozy too, dude. Down 28-0. Slept-walked through it last week and then sleepwalking through it again this week at halftime. And then like Thanos' snap, the Patriots are back.
I mean, you can't play a worse half of football than that. I mean, we were horrible against Dorchester last week, and we started out exactly the same way. I mean, we were moving the ball all right, but Hugh threw 2 picks in the first half, and I mean, Branchville was just scoring at will, running the ball. Nobody was doing the right thing on defense. I mean, we would make stops, and then they convert. Make stops, convert. Same thing as last week. And I mean, 28-0. It was pretty grim at halftime. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, trying to do everything we can. This week in practice, we went back to the basics. Block, tackle.
Peoples was probably ready to go back to MUSC at halftime.
Yeah. I was trying to make some corny jokes to him to get him laughing a little bit. I was like, how'd it go over? I got a chuckle. I was like, this is a brilliant plan. We look like crap. Thomas Hayward's going to see this film, and then we're going to come out and gangbusters when we play them. But then I don't know. It's like, we told the guys, hey, y'all get together and y'all decide what y'all want for this game and the rest of the season. And they took it to them second half. We started out. Let's see, what was it? Well, we kicked off to them, and we got a strip and fumble and recovered the fumble on offense. Hugh scored next play, and then they got back. Branchville's back on offense. Same exact thing happened. Stripped it, recovered it, little drive, scored. And we held them on. I think they muffed a punt. We got that back, and scored again, and made it 28-0. And then we went on a long drive, and it was 4th and 5, I think. And Michael T hit a 23-yard field goal, put us up 31-28. And
man does it all.
Swiss Army knife. Drove down the field, and we held them to a 4th down, and then we just need the ball to win. It was insane. I mean,
a tale of two halves.
Exactly.
It was the worst of times. It was the best of times. So you guys have just Thomas Hayward left. You get a week off,
yep.
And then Hayward.
We get a bye week.
That's nice. That's nice. We have to. I think I need to negotiate a deal here because Gohagen's got a proposal. Patriots win state. Stricklander cuts the hair.
I told him
we can buzz it. We can buzz it live on the show. I can bring my clippers out to Hampton County. And we'll take it off live on the show.
They all
negotiate a deal here.
Everybody complains about my hair. I don't know why.
I always offer to shave my head if we win tournaments and stuff, but nobody ever goes for it. I don't know
then
why.
Then you take your hat off and yeah.
It's like I was going to do it once a month, whether I need it or not. So I might as well make that wager. They always try to get my beard, but I'm like, nope, not happening.
Me neither.
Made that mistake once.
Me too.
Yeah.
But
I don't think I've shaved my beard in 10 years.
Big dub for the Pats. While I got you guys, and you're the big Skeeza guys, and then we'll go through some Skeeza games, and then we'll Go Hagen's in on the cutting it on the show. He agrees to it. I think there's one person we need to agree to this, Go Hagen, that has not yet agreed, and it's not you or me. But we'll talk the other Skeeza games. I don't think anything really jumps out too much from the other games. Something like Christian rolled PD, Northwood rolled John Paul pretty good, although that was competitive for a while. Prep continues to fight, but Pinewood Prep just overwhelmed them. Colleton Prep coming back on the road. Another nice. They're a scrappy bunch at Colleton. I know you guys don't have to worry about them in your region, but I think their game against BA is now more interesting than we maybe thought it was.
Definitely.
They've gotten better. They've gotten better over the years.
Bethesda's still, I don't know. Bethesda's, I feel like it's Bethesda.
Bethesda. Oh yeah, Bethesda's kind of a step above. They beat Colleton pretty good last week, and I think BA will have a hard time with them as well. They're very, very explosive. But I didn't see. Did we see how Cross did tonight against St. John's? Anybody see that one?
No.
I know people are waiting breathlessly for that one, but
I got some single A scores. I know Dorchester beat Clarendon Hall 22-18. So I mean,
okay,
kind of, single A is weird with
splitting hairs in single A right now. It's weird.
You were looking for Clarendon and Cross. Is that what you're looking for?
No, that was like 6.
Clarendon and Dorchester.
Yeah, we just gave
that one, right?
That's Andy. He's one of our
Cyril's. Yep, one of your games. One of the farm boys.
Yeah.
All right.
Too many scores, but I will say a couple of things about our game. So, first time we've ever beat a public school.
Yeah.
First field goal we've kicked since like 1996.
Really?
And, I mean, we've been 8-man, so and then Hugh broke our school.
No, it's a great stat though. He broke the career passing record. Is that what you said?
Yeah, the passing yards in the season record for Patrick Henry.
Season passing record. All right. Yeah,
it was like 13.
He's probably got career too, doesn't he?
Yeah, he will by the end of the season.
There's no way you guys have ever thrown the ball this much in a 4-year span. There's no way.
Yeah, we usually run the ball. I mean, we had like
there had to be years where your quarterback had like 200 passing yards. Like
like 2018, 2019 Thomas Hayward level.
Yeah,
exactly.
Pretty sure we threw the ball like 25 times that year.
All right. Well, hey, fellas, I'm going to let you guys get on with your night, and I am going to welcome a couple other gentlemen in to talk about big boy football. No offense to the Skeeza boys, but
hey, we played a public school.
The stuff I watched tonight was on a different level. Yeah, well, Branchville wouldn't be don't belong on the same field with Hampton County, Bo. It's them boys are on another level. But Skeeza ball's fun. I love it. It's dope. I could have played Skeeza ball, and I couldn't play public school ball. So I understand the appeal. I
couldn't even play Skeeza ball, so I just went to the press box.
yeah. Well, let's face it. After a couple seasons of Skeeza ball, I probably would have headed the press box too. It's a business decision at that point.
That's right.
So, all right, fellas, I appreciate you, and we'll holler at you later. Have a great weekend.
Later.
You too.
The Stricklander and the Ridgelander are gone. We welcome another Ridgelander, Misa Garzon, a footballer, and Javon Livingston from Beaufort Zone.
What's going on?
We're cycling through them. It's a line change, babies. Before we get too deep, fellas, I do need to shout out some sponsors. So, Misa, you're always fun to interact with in the sponsors. We got the MVP squad here, the MVP sponsors, starting with my wife, Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of Lowco Sports. She's
and the owner of Lowco
EXP
Sports.
Realty, more or less. I mean, she's the queen bee of the Lowco Hive. She's the official realtor. She's with Pierce Group at EXP. She wants to help you find your place in the Lowco. So whether it's a starter home, a forever home, or an investment property that you can visit when the weather's bad where you are the rest of the time, she'd love to help you find the spot. And she's going to work to do it and find the best place for you. And to make sure it is top notch, we'll call on our friends at Homegrown Home Inspections. My friend Jan Lucas and his team growing all the time. They're doing so many inspections now. They got it on lockdown out in Margaritaville. So if you're looking out there, look, grandmas and grandpas looking to move down and get that parrot head lifestyle going, we'll help you out. We'll make sure you get a good home with Homegrown Home Inspections, the official home inspectors of Lowco Sports. And then we've got Mickelson Law Firm. So when it's time to sign the deal, we'll go down there, sign the papers with the official real estate closing attorneys of Lowco Sports and our OG sponsors back since 2017, Ryan and Tiffany Mickelson, awesome community leaders and big supporters of Lowco Sports, and they'll help you with all your legal needs down there. And then we got Hospice Care of the Low Country. You saw me last night, shirt and tie, coming off the Hospice Care event because there ain't no party like a hospice party. I think they raised like almost $100,000 last night for folks in our community to have access to palliative care and hospice care services. So outstanding stuff. Great people there. CEO James Disman is a great friend and really grateful to have his partnership and to have him, pull in the same direction in our community. So please support Hospice Care of the Low Country, the hospice care that supports Lowco Sports, because it's not about dying in hospice care. It's about living. And you guys were living it up tonight. You got to see a couple of exciting games in the Lowco. Misa, you had Colleton and May River, which was competitive as we expected, but May River able to pull away a little bit at the end, 35-16. And you talked with Tanner Macy. We'll hear from him in just a minute. And then Javon, you had Whale Branch, and they rolled 42-8 over Allendale. So actually, Vaughn, hit me first.
Yeah,
I want to know about this Whale Branch game.
Well, no, I was at Battery Creek Hanahan, man.
Oh, you were? My bad. You were at Battery Creek Hanahan. I was wishful thinking. I told you earlier I wished you were at Whale. Hanahan 49-13 over Creek. 49-13 over Creek Hanahan. So tell me about Creek. We've been talking about it. Like, it's an uphill fight right now. They got a few dudes who are still really fighting, but it's just not enough to really get it done. But how'd they look tonight?
Well, I think it would be the story of, SEC versus like Pac-12 or something like that with Battery Creek. They got a couple of good guys. I got a friend of mine, Devontae Green. He coaches the wide receivers over there, class of 2012 with me. And the wide receivers look good. Juju Gordon looks good.
Yeah.
The
Derek
guys
Smalls.
that look good at Derek Smalls. I forgot the other guy's name. He made a catch. He caught the first touchdown of the night. And then even quarterback, he looked great tonight. But the problem is they don't get the guys up front.
Yeah.
The guys up front in the trenches, they need it. They don't have time to throw the ball. He has to roll out to have an opportunity to at least complete a short pass. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the problem for Battery Creek. And so I was excited. I got to see Hanahan tonight. And it was just real simple. They forced Battery Creek to play up. They ran Rivera up the middle. They hit Goldsmith on a couple of wide receiver screens. And then once they did that, he rolled out. He found Landon Gomes. He found his guys and launched it downfield.
Yeah, it was going to be a tough one for them, and they got Phillip Simmons next week, so it's probably looking like a O for this year for Creek. They had chances early in the season. They had Ridgeland on the ropes and kind of let that one get away.
Yeah.
They had North Charleston. They had Calhoun County down big in the first half and let them come back. So, they showed signs early, and I think if they would have gotten a couple wins and kept guys bought in a little longer, more guys bought in a little longer, they might have been able to get it rolling. But I think Susie's a good coach. It didn't break right for him this year. But Whale Branch winning big. I know you're keeping an eye on them as well. I love that team. I think that's a team we got a chance that we might have to go up to Misa's alma mater, SC State, and watch them at the end of the year.
Yeah, they play really good, man. They got some athletes, man. That KJ Chisholm and Bradford. Man, those guys are some ballers. Casser got him eating on that D line, man. So they're doing. He's doing some big thing. Yeah, that's my guy. I worked out with him one day, man. That's a tough workout, man. He puts you through it, man. So.
I bet he does. Misa, you might have to get Casser to put your soccer boys through the paces. Do a little reverse Ted Lasso thing.
That's fine. That's fine with me. I'm all for
it. Yeah. Well, Misa, tell us about that May River Colleton game, because Colleton came in with a head of steam and some confidence and competed early, but May River was able to kind of grind them down and pull away at the end. Tanner Macy coming up big. So what was the difference, toward the end of the game that May River was able to take the dub?
I think it was just the strength and kind of just wearing them down. So first quarter was 0-0. I almost said 0-0. I forgot we're playing American football here.
No, it's all good.
So it was 0-0.
You're our reverse Ted Lasso, so you got to use soccer terms.
So it was 0-0 first quarter. Both teams just kind of filling each other out. Colleton's defense was doing a good job of containing Mid-River's attack in that first quarter, then early second half, and then kind of 30-yard touchdown pass. Tanner Macy had 5 touchdowns tonight, which is the second highest of the season because he had 6 a few weeks ago against Waccamaw. So his first was a 30-yard touchdown pass to Gage Duncan, which kind of opened him up. But Colleton responded right back with a 5-yard touchdown run. I'll say this about Colleton. They don't give up. Like I was texting a buddy of mine on social media, and he was like, "How's the game?" And I'm like, "Dude, it was 21-10. I thought it was going to be, Colleton's going to, give up and, it is what it is." And no, they came right back. A great drive, scoring a 1-yard touchdown run to make it 21-16. And even at the end when it was 35-16, they kept fighting up into the very last whistle, but they couldn't stop Macy. Tanner was phenomenal today. I was trying to keep stats, but it was raining, and I didn't want to keep my phone out. And I was also still working. But he had.
We'll get him off the huddle, bro. We'll get him.
That's fine.
Phones are waterproof nowadays, man.
Yeah, let me get my shine on that one to stay wet and being out there in that rain. But Macy had 3 touchdown runs. The biggest one was a 47-yard touchdown run where he broke late in the first half, and then 2 touchdown passes. So the big thing has been Mid-River's offense has been struggling the last few weeks. They came in losing 4 in a row. They had a gauntlet to start the region with Lucy Beckham and James Allen back-to-back, and those 2 teams are just fighting for a region championship in a couple of weeks. But tonight, the offense woke up, and Colleton did a good job in the first half and early third quarter. They kind of contained them and keep them at bay, but it was too much Tanner at the end and just wearing them down. But like I said, Coach Kenlock is doing something really good at Colleton. Just watching them, I've dealt with Colleton for years at Mid-River, and it's a different mindset, it's a different attitude, it's a different group. I think in a couple of years, once he's got his culture down there packed over there in Walterboro, that's going to be a team to watch out for because those boys were not giving up the fight at all until the very last whistle. So kudos to him. So now we get ready for the big Bluffton Derby, or as the Americans say, the crosstown rivalry, next week against Bluffton, which right now I think we got 3 teams, 1 and 2 in the region, fighting for 2 playoff spots. So it's going to be down the wire.
We sure do. We have 3 at 1 and 2, and then you got Hilton Head at 0 and 3, hoping maybe they can sneak into one of those 3-way tie for 4th at 1 and 2 situation, or 1 and 4 situations, or whatever. It's messy in the middle, which is what we anticipated going in. We thought James Island and Beckham would kind of separate, and then the other 4 then in our half of the Lowco would be kind of fighting for those last 2 spots, and that's where we are. So that Bluffton Derby is huge next week now. And then Colleton still they still get Bluffton too to end the season. So that's an interesting one. Hilton Head Mid-River will be huge as well to end the season. I think that's on a Thursday, right?
Yeah, I believe so. It's on a Thursday night.
Yeah, which is great. That means we get to cover an extra game that week. I like Thursday night games the last week because you have too many that you want to be at, and you can't be at all of them. So
Dude,
I like the stagger.
Do like I do. I just watch him on whatever game he's streaming. I'm just watching it while I'm at the other site. So that's what you gotta do.
Well, yeah. I usually do that, but I was on the air tonight. I couldn't do that. I was on with Andrew Davis, so had to be locked in. We were locked in.
Pop it up and turn the volume down.
Yeah,
there you go.
Just like this. In the angle right there. There you go. We're watching Javon and while you're watching the game.
Yeah.
Justin, you were locked in on what it was like 67 at halftime. I need Mickelson Law Firm to go represent Woodland because it was an absolute beatdown, assault and battery of the first degree in Hampton County.
It was white towel time early on. But my guy one time, he got so much camera time on WSAV tonight. One time is my man. He's Desmond and DeMonte Mathis' granddad, and he's in the front row of the stands. Like he's the extra coach. He's got something to say on every play. He's like part of the staff. I feel like they don't listen to him much, but they do blame things on him if he yells something and then it doesn't work out. They definitely put it on him. And it's a good time. No, he met me at the door at the gate tonight. Lowco, I got something for you. He had a peanut bar for me. He said, in case you get hungry tonight. I ate that thing on the way home too, and it was delicious. It was a little hard, a little sticky. It was like peanut brittle, sticking in my teeth, but it kept me awake driving home from Hampton. So appreciate you one time. You got a lot of FaceTime today. I gave you a lot of shout outs on the broadcast. I love that Hampton team, man. They are way fun, way fun to watch. They play with just ferocity. Like,
yeah, I was keeping up on the score online. I think Wes was tweeting it. For those of us who still using Twix, I call it Twix because it's Twitter and X.
I can't get it to work anymore most of the time. It's junk.
It was crashing for me earlier in the first part of the game, but I saw it was like 40 something. I was like, I thought Woodland's a good squad, like they are.
Dude.
They're a good team, but top 10, and they were just.
They got 4 first downs and like 32 yards. It was bad. Wow. It was bad. Yeah. But we got a new friend joining us. We got Jimmy Searson. Jimmy, you're in the green room. You're in the green room, but Buford didn't play tonight.
Hey.
I believe you got dragged to the Carleton Prep game, if I'm not mistaken. And they pulled out a dub on the road. They were down most of the night, I think, and came back and won it. So tell us about the Warhawks. We're back on the Skeeza. Here we go, back on the Skeeza.
Yeah, my Eagles were off tonight, so I didn't know where I would be going tonight, but my wife and daughter, they wanted to go to the college prep game at Carolina Academy, and I'm glad I went to this game. Carolina Academy, they opened a 20-6 lead all the way through the end of the third quarter, and college prep, they came back and scored 19 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to win the game. So it was an exciting game.
Team's made a bunch of comebacks this year. They're a gritty bunch. They don't quit. I think that's just kind of a culture thing with Langdale. But you've been seeing them a little bit more, or you're a little more familiar with that program now. And even with the bunch of guys they lost last year, that whole offensive line that was really good. They're right back there in the mix, and I think they're going to give BA problems for that number 2 spot in the region. BA lost at Thomas Hayward tonight, 41-28. Hayward shut them out in the second half. Crazy. Yeah,
I saw that score. I thought that was going to be a good game because I almost went to that game.
It was. It was a good game.
Kind of surprising. Yeah, Thomas Hayward's doing a lot better now.
They've had a heck of a year. They're rolling. But Creek lost to Hanahan. I'm assuming Philip Simmons beat North Charleston. So you got Buford. Hanahan is the only one left on the schedule for y'all that really, I mean, North Charleston, I think you'll take care of. But Hanahan is the one that I think you have to look ahead to a little bit as far as our perspective. The kids need to focus on North Charleston. But we're looking ahead.
Yeah.
We're looking ahead to Hanahan. What are you thinking about that one? I think that's an interesting matchup that, it's a winnable game for Buford, but it's one that you're going to have to play well.
I agree. Hanahan always gives Buford fits, especially at Hanahan. When Coach Clifford had all them good teams at Buford, he still struggled with Hanahan at Hanahan. I don't know what it is, but Hanahan's a tough place to play. But that's a big game. Buford's got to win. Yeah, Buford's got to win that game, to hopefully get at least one game here in the playoffs. So that's going to be a big game.
Yeah, it will be. You're right, Vaughn. They got some feisty fans. Baseball season. There's no love lost between Buford and Hanahan after baseball season. They tangled a few times, and there was some words exchanged, and both coaches have moved on, but I don't think that meant the bad blood left. I think they still don't like each other much.
They don't like each other.
So that'll be fun. What else do we want to talk about, fellas? We kind of talked about both y'all's games. We do have Tanner Macy's post-game comments, so we could hear that from the star of May River's 35-16 win over Carleton County. Here we go.
All right, Misa Garzon from Lowco Sports here with the man of the match tonight, Tanner Macy. 5 total touchdowns,
man of the match.
3 rushing, 2 passing as the Sharks defeat the Cougars 35-16. Tanner, talk to us about your performance tonight. How do you feel?
I'm great, man. Coming off, I think, 4 losses in a row. My O-line stepped up tonight, man. We needed them. We needed them to control the D-line and all that, and they did. So, yeah.
Okay. Big region win that puts you right in the playoff hunt.
Yeah.
What was there something different this week in training or the focus? What was different this week for you guys to come out the way you did against Carleton?
I mean, every week we try to, come out, practice as hard as we can, but this week we knew that we had to win this one to have a chance at playoffs, so we did.
All right, so next week, big crosstown rivalry game against Bluffton High School. How do you feel about that, preparing for that game?
Bluffton, man, they're a good team this year, so we got to prepare well. Just like every other week, man. Go out. Get it done.
All right, good job again, Macy. 5 touchdowns.
Oh, cut off there. But 5 touchdowns total? Is that what it was?
Yeah,
5. 3 rushing, 2 passing.
Yeah.
That's a big night, man. That's a big night. That's putting your team on your back in a must-win game. Yeah, that's a must-win game, and you put your team on your back in a battle and pull it through in the end. He's grown up. I mean, you can tell, you can hear his voice. Like, he's not a little boy anymore. It's so weird for me because, like, I remember him being like in daycare, so it's wild that he's a big boy now. But he's grown up before our eyes, and he's still got another year. He looks like a big time, big time player.
I didn't get the stats. He had. I know in the first half he was 3 of 7 passing for like 30-something yards, and then he had about 12 rushes for 50-something yards. And then I stopped keeping track second half because it was just too much rain. But
he's in the rain, man.
I mean, he was the primary ball handler tonight. He had the most rushing attempts, and like I said, Carleton did a really good job in the first half, kind of containing Mirror River's attack. With the rushing, and then second half.
Yeah, their defense is solid. That Carleton defense is solid. So to put up that many points on them and to do it, put the team on his back and do it is a pretty yeoman-like effort. That game is very interesting next week. May River Bluffton. I mean, it always is just because rivalry, but it's really interesting next week. Really interesting.
For the final 2 spots, man, and Macy, his stat line is always crazy, so it's always nice to watch him play. I remember trying to figure out. I hadn't seen May River in a while, and I was out, with COVID during COVID. I didn't film any games or do anything, and seeing him, against Buford, last year, that close 13-6 game, I was like, who's that kid? So.
Yeah, he looks a lot better this year. He's bigger, stronger. He's really filled out. You can tell he's been in the weight room. He's athletic. He's always been athletic and quick, but now he's bigger and stronger and can withstand those hits and get some extra yards and stuff and stand in the pocket and not feel like he's fragile. So I like him a lot. They're still, they're going to be a tough out. They're going to fight you tooth and nail, and they may win the last 2 here and end up in the 3 spot,
which I think it'll be a home game. It's a 3 spot in 4A.
I think it is too. I think it's a home game against another 3 seed. It's
I think we have DH this year in the 3 seed since we have 7 regions in 4A.
I think you're right.
Yep, Region 7-3 gets the home seed. We would host. Well, the Region 7-3 would host the Region 5-3, which the Region 5 is the Columbia region. So you have Irma, Flora, and those guys.
Yeah.
So that's huge. I mean, imagine, if you finish 3rd in the region, you get to the playoff game and
you get a home game. That's huge.
You get away from Region 6, which apparently, it's Florence and whoever.
Yeah, that's true. You don't want to tangle with Region 6. So that's the only one that avoids Region 6, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a pretty good deal when you put it like that. Not so bad. All right. Barnwell over Ridgeland. I know you're a Ridgelander, Misa. You're an alum of the JC.
It was a 48-34.
38-24. Pretty good effort from Ridgeland. I think Ridgeland beats Edisto. I think they do. I think they're going to get in the playoffs.
That would be huge for Coach Barr in the second year. And then, I mean, I still think next year it's going to suck because they're separating the schools, and that's going to hurt them a lot because I think Ridgeland's going to stay 2A, and Hardy will be 1A, and that's going to be a step back.
That's going to be tough for the Jags. It's going to be. I think Hardyville will be a 1A power in due time. Again, they were before, and they will be again. But it's going to really set back the Jags for a good while. It's going to take a while, a couple cycles, and they already were set back by the COVID shutdown, and so it's been tough for them, and it's going to be tough ahead. Because a lot of those kids that are contributing right now, as I understand it, are Hardyville guys. So, it's going to be tough. But Rayleigh's pumped about the Hardyville boys next year. He's fired up. He's got Hilton Head on the schedule. He's got BJ coming to the Ville. BJ's coming to the Ville.
Yeah, right. That's I'd say that's a tough split, though.
It is.
Yeah,
it is. Well, it's just
very tough.
Well, yeah. Well, you gotta remember, I was one of the kids at the time that I was in school when they split Battery Creek with Well Branch.
Right.
So I was actually in school, and that's, like you said, a lot of players that you thought were contributing or were going to be on the team or be starters the next year, even though we weren't, that good. They went all the Well Branch, and that 2012, 2011, 2012, 2013 class for Well Branch that's Dee Delaney, that's Andre Watson, that's that state championship track team. That's the we lost all of those guys like overnight. Yep. So
Thanos snap. They're just gone. They got a different color shirt on all of a sudden. That's rough.
I remember kids coming out that never played.
Well, and you saw it with Bluffton too. I mean, they get it happens over and over. Hilton Head split Bluffton, split off Bluffton, and then Bluffton split off May River, and at some point, another high school is going to have to split off both of them in Oakety or something because we're busting at the seams. Man. It's busting at the seams, yeah. So, or they're going to have to build them bigger and go 5A because there's more people coming. There's more people coming.
That's what it's looking like because it's different. Like
they'll siphon enough to either make it 3 3As or 3 4As or whatever they can make out of it.
Jamie, are you guys joining us next year in 4A land?
Buford?
Yeah, I've heard that Buford's gonna move back up to 4A. Have you heard that?
That's what I'm hearing. Looking at the numbers, I think that's gonna be a reality.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. I like it.
That's what I heard.
I prefer them in that region for selfish reasons, and
that means Javon will be at my game, streaming our games, right? Is that what
I'm saying, man? Listen, I'm gonna be able to who got the best game, man. I got more kids joining me, man. I want to spread out, and I just want to be at the best contest every night, man. That's what I'm looking forward to.
I'll send you my schedule right now, Javon, this spring. Just come on to May River because you saying the bus. You look, I mean.
That's enough games in the spring to go around, man.
Stricklander calling me a Yankee, man.
Javon, you do a good job, man.
No, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Phenomenal job.
Yeah, I've done a tremendous job. And as I've said many times, we kind of started our journeys at the same time and sat down like, hey, man, you know what you're doing? And it's like, kind of you. And it's like, kind of. And we've just been feeling our way ever since.
Yeah, like I say, I still have no idea, man. I like when I see Justin at the games, man, because I'm like, I know I see the podcast and the post all the time, but it's just nice to see him out in person, and it's like, all right, we're still doing this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? In our lanes, so it's
so
right.
Fun. So fun, man. It's awesome. And
Justin's the old head now, so
yeah, I've been around here a minute.
Yeah,
Stricklander's calling me a Yankee, but I've been here since 05. Like,
wait, he said, "Are you Yankees?" Here? I'm not a Yankee. I'm a foreigner, but I'm not a Yankee. I'm from the South American South. Like,
yeah. He come up to get.
I came up. I came up from the bottom. So
I came from Southeast Kansas, which is. Like Stricklander, if you went to Southeast Kansas, you'd be like, this looks exactly like Hampton County. It's just farmland and hunters. That's all we got. It's the same place, man. It's just in the strip mines.
I was born in Mullins, South Carolina, man. So I've been here the whole time. But Mullins, man, it's like a Dale with the Family Dollar.
I went to Mullins once. for
Mullins is where PD Academy is, right? Isn't that where PD is?
Yeah, PD's on the outside. Yeah.
Yeah, playoff basketball game. Mullins used to have a really good basketball program. And we had to play Mullins for a few times in playoffs.
I know people are wondering if Stricklander knew anybody from Western Kansas. He does. He's probably been out there feather hunting. I'm from Eastern Kansas, though, opposite side of the state, closer to half a mile from Oklahoma and about 15 from Missouri. That's where I grew up on a farm. He's never, and Stricklander, more fun facts, never been to Mullins in his life, and he's lived in South Carolina all his life. I went there. I was there for PD Academy's homecoming or senior night. Senior night. It was senior night. Some of them had some interesting life plans after high school. Let's put it that way.
I'm going to say Strickland watching it. Yeah, unless you have a reason to go to Mullins, there's no point in stopping in Mullins. That's
right. Yeah, if you ain't been there, you don't need to go. You'll be fine. You'll be just fine. Not much there, but PD was an interesting experience. I can add that to the places I've been. I got to shout out a couple sponsors while we're talking about the outer reaches of the Lowco and the rural areas. Let's get to the varsity sponsors, starting with the Parker Law Group. Our friends at the Parker Law Group have been serving folks with their legal needs across Hampton, Colleton, and Jasper counties for years, and we appreciate their support, allowing us to continue to expand our coverage in those counties and shine a light on more deserving teams and student athletes around the Lowco. Got to go see those Hurricanes tonight, and I think I may be heading back out to Barnwell at some point because I think they're getting 3 home games as long as they take care of Barnwell. DDS Web Design, our other varsity sponsor. If you're looking for a website that gets results, you need to call on Dave and Denise at DDS Web Design. They'll get your website up and running and use the best SEO tactics to make sure you get found online so that you can do more business and think bigger. So check them out at ddshhi.com and tell them Lowco sent you. Those are our varsity sponsors. Fellas, any games you want to dive into a little bit more? Any performances? Who were the big standouts where you were? I know, obviously, Vaughn, not any big standouts for Creek tonight, but who stood out for Colleton over there, Jimmy? Colleton Prep.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Caleb Davis had 3 touchdowns on the night. He had 2 rushing touchdowns and 1 receiving touchdown. And, his twin brother, Cole, which is the quarterback, had a good night, running the ball also. But they look good tonight. And you were talking about places to go to. That's another stadium off my list, Carolina Academy in Lake City. And they got a pretty nice stadium to be a SCISA school.
Yeah. I've never been there. Can't say I have. Much like Stricklander's never been to Mullins, I have never been to Lake City. Haven't visited. Haven't had occasion.
That was my first time to Lake. That was my first time to Lake City, but they had Carolina Academy had their homecoming tonight, but they got a nice facility out there. I was impressed. But that's another stadium off my bucket list, though.
Stricklander informs us that in Class A, Louisville won again, but that's because Great Falls forfeited. And Carolina Academy at the Country Club, whatever that means.
Strickland, who was the man of the match at Louisville? Was it? The
man of the match.
The 2-0 victory.
Well, it was a forfeit.
Is it 2-0? Is it 2-0 in football?
I think it's 15. I think it's 15-0 in football.
So 5 field goals or a touchdown, 2-point conversion, and I mean, getting a shot was pretty good. I mean, Did you ever find that cross score from the SCISA segment?
No, but I could check this. I bet Stricklander's got it. He's probably on that SCISA scoreboard Facebook page. He's probably got it on bookmark. I'm checking the SCISA.
I'm trying to think if I've been to any SCISA stadiums. I think the only one I've been to is BA.
You never been to Patrick Henry? You never been to the farm?
No, I'm scared.
You never been to Thomas Hayward? You never been to? Oh no, the farm's great.
Yeah, I've only been to the local. I've only been to the local ones, man. I've been to
BA. Well, no, Christian Academy SCISA, right? So technically, I've been there.
Yeah.
No,
to Prep.
I've been to Prep, the baseball football field. I've never been to Thomas Hayward. Also. So yeah, soccer too. I've never been to Thomas Hayward because the history of Thomas Hayward. I just never. When I was in high school here in Jasper County, 01 to 05, you were told you don't go there. Yeah, so I've never been. And Tyree's my boy. I'm proud of him. Tyree. So I would try and make it there one day because it looks like things are getting better over there. But I've never been
definitely
Hayward. So
different place.
I've been to their gym. My daughter had a dance recital in the gym. I've been. Does that count or no?
Sort of. I mean, gyms are different than football stadiums.
Sort of. That's right there. Yeah.
So you put your toes in there.
They have a unique. They have
toes in and out.
They have a cool, unique gym. I like their gym. It's funky. It's really.
It reminds me of the old Jasper County gym with the wooden.
The Matchbox.
Yes,
the Matchbox. Yeah, that was you.
Yeah, I've been in the old Jasper County gym. Yeah.
Oh yeah, where they're on you. We were just on you. Like there's no
dynamite drop in Stricklander. At BA, you do get eaten by sand gnats. That's the worst place. I think BA is the worst place on the planet for the sand gnats.
I think Buford's practice field is the worst. Buford's practice field was the worst.
I've never been on the practice field, but BA is
listen. Listen. That is the one. That is the one right there. The practice fields be the one that gets you, but
no doubt. Bluffton's pretty bad too.
Justin, the Colleton Prep people, they want you to come to one of their games. They said they're waiting on you there.
I'd love to get to one. Their schedule's weird. Like they play a lot of out of area teams. They don't play as many teams from our area, and it just hasn't matched up. I'd love to get to one though. But then what happens is like I want to get to Patrick Henry and I want to get to a Colleton Prep game, and they're both going to be on the same week, I think, like Patrick Henry, Thomas Hayward, and Colleton Prep BA. And so that's tricky. And then I think SAV is going to ask me to do the Whale Branch game that week. So, and then we also got BA plays Colleton Prep this coming Friday. I don't know. I got to look at the schedule. I got to get past tonight first, but yeah, I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to see a Colleton Prep game. I'm trying to see everybody, but there's more teams than there are weeks in the season, so it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But we try to get there. We give you as much love as we can, and we try to come see you. And if you go deep in the playoffs and everybody else dies, then guess what? You rise to the top.
There you go.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
We're there. We're there.
Keep going. It's almost go time.
But you got the banner there, though.
Going to Colleton Prep. I think he just confirmed that.
What's that?
What happened?
I think Javon just confirmed.
Javon's going to Colleton Prep.
He's going to Colleton Prep.
Oh, Javon is?
I'm hearing?
When did I say that? Listen, I'm going last man standing out of the Beaufort County. You know what I'm saying? That's how I go.
Yeah, I know, Strickland.
But Justin, they got your banner there, though.
Yeah, Langdale told me before the season he was going to put that up. I appreciate that. That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah,
he's a good dude, and he's a really good coach, man. I've been super impressed this year with the level that they've stayed at after losing all the guys they did. He's got a good staff. They get the guys motivated. They're good kids. I enjoyed talking with them, last season and then earlier this year at Charleston Southern. So we were trying to get Zion, but he said he was waiting on his ride to get their food, and then there was something about too long of a line at the Huddle House. So I don't know. Zion might not make it on tonight, but he did enough. He did enough tonight. He went for like 229 and 5 touchdowns and a 64-0 win for Hampton. So if you missed that one on WSAV CW, check it out. You don't have to watch very much just to get the feel for how it went. It was a lot of Hampton, a lot of Hampton. So I still like Hampton and Whale Branch to make deep runs. I still think Buford is a tough out. Stricklander again. McDonald's was wrapped around when me and Coach Jackson rolled through. Hampton was hype up tonight. It was packed house. Yeah.
Strickland has
We're getting
right. Oh, Strickland.
Yeah, Stricklander's our country correspondent from Estill. He's giving us all the updates. I love it. I love it, man. I love what we do. I love the people at the Low Country. I love going out on Friday nights and seeing everybody and watching the kids ball out and coming and talking about it with y'all. It's good times. Appreciate
so
you.
Next Friday, Javon, where are you? Jimmy, you'll be at the same place, right? Next Friday.
Yeah, Buford High, North Charleston. That's where I'll be.
Yeah.
That's where I'll be.
Yeah, that's not where I'll be. I don't know for sure where I'll be at, but it won't be there.
I'll be at the Crosstown Showdown or whatever it's called in the football world.
Yeah, the Boston Derby.
Yeah, they won't get that around these parts.
Don't they call it the Bluffton Bowl or something?
I don't know.
All right, so here's what we got next week. We got BA at Colleton Prep. We got Edisto at Ridgeland. We got Hilton Head Prep at Trinity Collegiate. Oof. We got Hilton Head Christian at JP2. We got Hilton Head at James Island. Lucy Beckham at Colleton. May River at Bluffton. North Charleston, Beaufort. Kings Academy Cross. Don't count out the Stingrays in that one. Thomas Hayward and Pinewood Prep. And Whale Branch at Branchville. So May River Bluffton makes sense, but I'll probably have like a whole cadre of people at that one. So I might go to Colleton Prep. I might do it. That's a big game. Beaufort Academy, Colleton Prep. Yeah. I might go see him.
There you go.
See him. Yeah. It's a long haul.
There you go. That'd be a good game.
Yeah, should be a good one. Prep at Holy Trinity. No, I didn't say that. I said Trinity Collegiate.
Isn't Holy Trinity 8-man?
Strickland's rooting for the Eagles. Which Eagles are we talking about? BA? You rooting for BA Eagles?
Yeah,
Holy Trinity
Eagles.
You going BA,
Holy Trinity's 8-man.
BA, Beaufort, Hilton Head Christian.
We got a lot of Eagles. We got a lot of Eagles. It's not infrequent that we have Eagles versus Eagles, and you can't use the mascot in the recap. That sucks. Hate that. Or Dolphins versus Dolphins. We got to get more creative with these mascots.
Speaking of recaps, you be checking out my highlights, man.
You got highlights up?
I got highlights nowadays, man. Right after the games now.
Oh shoot! Are they already up on YouTube?
They're already up, man.
You know he's got that new fancy laptop. I mean, he's got that $10,000 laptop.
That's right.
The highlights now come out faster than NFL, man. I timed it.
That's dope, bro. That's amazing. We're gonna get to the highlights right here. Oh shoot, not that. That's not what I meant.
No, wrong highlights, Justin. Don't get in trouble.
No, I just pushed the wrong button.
It is Lowco after dark, so
yeah, Lowco after midnight. Lowco after midnight.
Change the put the Lowco logo in neon sign lights.
I already have
background. Oh man, he does that. That's quick, dude.
Here we go. We got the highlights.
And I stopped at Taco Bell.
You did?
Yeah.
Good for you. We stopped at Love's. That's the only place to stop in Hampton when you go to Hampton.
Hey, Love's is awesome, man.
I love Love's. I wish they had Diet Mountain Dew, though. I got to get the Diet Dr. Pepper there.
Let's say, is that going to be a new part of the show now? You can start betting Diet Mountain Dew like Skip and Shannon used to?
I got an Instagram reel as my character Coach JJ from the other day where I was talking about giving me a big old bucket of Diet Mountain Dew. I can hop up in boys. Oh, Dame. I was watching the other day. Did Dame get hurt? I hope not.
Did who?
Damien.
Nah, yeah, he came back. He came back in. There we go.
That's good. That's good. He's about all they got left in the backfield. Goodness.
Yeah, he's the only one. I watched them change, and they're playing Beaufort. Putting them at quarterback. Yeah,
see, this is how it's been for Creek all year. They can compete with people for a while, but they just don't have enough depth, and they get worn down.
And what I say is the trenches, because that's how those plays happen. Yeah. They have enough time to make it, even though those are wide receiver threes. Right. They didn't make enough plays, and then even in this game, out there. Yeah. I think where the game would come to with Beaufort later in the year would be the domination in the trenches. Even though they don't have on the offensive side, they don't have what they used to. On the defensive side, they're still good with Jaden and Chaz and
yeah.
So they're still good, but there was no play in the backfield for most of the first quarter in that game. So That's kind of the big problem there.
Yeah. But they hung around in this game, huh?
Yeah, they did. And then next thing you know, they started breaking it open. They started feeding Rivera through the middle.
Yeah, he's a load.
That's a big guy. He had a nice run, I think, in the third quarter, I think it was.
He's a big dude, man.
And he just kind of broke a couple tackles through the middle and then skirted for about 45, 50 yards, man.
Oh, how do you
the baseball player, Landon Gomes.
You gotta go glove side there and stay in bounds, bro. You can't turn to the outside and step out of bounds. Turn the other way.
I think it's coming up right here. You'll see it. I don't spoil it, but when we talk about there was no, I guess, man of the night for Battery Creek. Really, there wasn't. But the kid, unfortunately, he's a senior. But that kid, Juju Gordon.
Yeah, he's a dog.
He's made some plays. You know what I'm saying? And I would like to see him in a system where, he actually had at least the O-line or a quarterback that can. Well, Damian could get him the ball. He just doesn't have the time to throw.
Yeah. No, I like Juju. He got an offer the other day from St. Andrews in North Carolina, a little NAIA, or they may be D2 now, but small school, which is great. That's great for him.
Yeah, because he had opportunity in the game for like a 97-yard touchdown.
Yeah,
and stepped out at the 50.
Oh no!
Tried to tight rip the sideline and stepped out. I don't know how he ran 40 yards and then stepped out.
Man.
But
come on, D. Yeah, right. How do you do that?
Yeah.
I like Juju though. He's a good kid. Like to see him get an opportunity. He wants to play ball at the next level.
Yeah, he's raw, and like I said, he has Tay over there coaching him up, and Tay's is a really smart guy at that wide receiver spot because he was an all-region corner. He was an all-region corner at Beaufort High, I believe, when he was in school, 2012.
I like Derek Smalls a lot. Good football player. Oof, we lost him. He gone, and that probably killed the morale. You're fighting.
Creek Stadium is phenomenal. They did a good job with
Listen,
the whole facility is just phenomenal.
It is bananas, and I'm like, as an alumni, I was like, "Where's all this when I was in school?"
Right? Yeah.
But I tell you what, I don't know. Everybody got money to redo their facilities pretty much in this last, I guess athletic bill. That was a big fuss, last couple of years.
Right.
I'm glad it's happened. I don't know if they all got the same. I don't know if they got different. I don't know what happened, but Battery Creek made the most of whatever money they got.
I agree completely. They got they really set things up well. They got the best setup around as far as the whole package goes right now, I think.
Yeah, and I remember walking into the school because they kicked out the entrance basically to put the gym and the workout gym in there. So it throws me off every time I walk in because I'm used to walking in and then the gym is right there. And I try to turn right every time and it's not there.
That weight room is awesome. That weight room is really awesome.
And I haven't even been inside the buildings at the field yet. They got like new locker rooms, the athletic room, the concession stand down there. Like it's
I love the way they did the entrance and courtyard thing with the concessions. They did a great job with it. The design is wonderful. Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
That's
Danye.
What's his name? Danye.
Danye Brown.
I was thinking of his brother's name, Dayon. I was like, that's not right. That's the one at Well Ranch. Danye. We had Danye and Dayon's mama on here one night. That was fun. Got him.
But yeah, Danye Brownie made some plays against Beaufort High, man. That second half, but
it's just he's been out a lot of the season, and Nick Underwood, who's an absolute dog, has been out most of the season. It's like if they were at full strength, man, they had some players, but it goes back to that line, like you said. It's when your guys are getting lit up several times a night, you're going to have injuries.
Yeah, and I think I have it in here too in the second half.
You can't let that big boy get ahead of steam or you're in trouble.
Yeah, Damian Freeman just kind of got frustrated a little bit because Hanahan started talking, especially when they put their subs in and they were still making plays. And, he kind of got to let it get the best of him. Right here. This is where Juju. This is where Juju stepped out of bounds.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, here comes Juju. All right, here we go. Oh, Juju. I feel bad for you already.
I think it's like on second. I think it's like on second or third down. I think
2nd and 8 right here.
I think this might have been it.
Not that one.
Okay, so yeah, that
third
back
down.
up. Yeah, see, 3 yards, yeah, like 96 yards. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, boom. And then right there, dude. Steps out.
How did the referees even catch it?
How did anyone see that?
How did the referees see that? You know, something similar happened in our game. River kid stepped out by this much.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know
if he was out there. They should have thrown a challenge flag on that one.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
How did he catch it, man?
I can do that, by the way, if they implement it.
You would be the only one. You would be the only one.
Run it back. No, SAV can do it. We got instant replays.
Yeah, I did it for a semi pro league. This is not run by Kayvon Rivera. This is what I was saying. Like the way he broke that just came out, man. He's a unit. But yeah, I did it for a semi pro league. The AFL. They gave me the task for their championship game to do challenges, man. And I bought this HD shuttle, man, and put it in there, and I did challenges for the first time. So it's awesome.
That's dope.
So you can do VAR for our soccer games then.
Do what?
Do VAR, the replay for soccer.
Video assist. Is that what that is?
Strictlander, you get 20% if you sell a sponsorship to Loves.
This is where my camera was like fuzzy for a minute. It started misting out there. I had to back up in the canopy. Had the canopy all tarped off.
It was so humid in the press box at Hampton. Oh, I was dying. And them lights, TV lights, so hot.
I could believe it, man. When they get in there, they put the big lights on. They tape off basically the whole door. They don't want nobody walking through. It's ridiculous.
No. The Woodland coaches went outside the booth because they were afraid that they were going to say expletives that would get picked up on our mics.
Yeah.
And that was before the game started. Based on the outcome, it probably was a wise decision.
Yeah,
shout out to the Door Law Office.
Yeah.
Free advertising.
Yeah. But they
that's all right.
The Hanahan coaches, I got your chicken basket. I got that picked up on my I guess he tried to get some chicken during halftime, but he didn't have enough time, and they was like, we'll bring it up to you. And they handed it to another coach. And he just was like, I got your chicken basket.
I'm pushing for us to get a Friday at May River. I'm pushing for it.
What was that? Go back. What was it?
I don't know what happened there, man. Nobody went with him.
Oh yeah, that's
and I think this is and stuff like this was happening to him, a little bit in this fourth quarter, a little bit there, like they kind of just gave up.
Yeah.
And then somewhere in here, I think I replayed it back and I got it saved in here, but he got frustrated and kind of threw a ball at Hanahan.
Oh boy.
Got a flag. Yeah, and because it was another play like that where it was like nobody blocked and it was him versus like 6-7 guys, and it's like, what happened?
I mean, yeah, I get it. We all been there.
And so, of course, Hanahan is talking like, probably like, yeah, we on you, you're not getting that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
And he's like, I'm good. My team isn't. Like, it's hard to be in that spot.
It is, and I never overreact to somebody doing something like that because you don't know what was said. Period.
Exactly.
You don't know what was said, and it might have been something that he showed great restraint in not murdering the person. Like throwing a ball at him might be a very good choice in that moment. It's for all we know.
I think this is it, right? I think this is it right here.
Nobody
right there.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I said to the stream. You don't know what was said right there after that.
No,
play.
something was said.
What I'm saying? Yeah.
Somebody said a magic word.
Was it one of those church words that Strickland's talking about?
Church words.
Look at the chat.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes you got to say those church words to get the kids motivated. Yeah.
And then it just turned into a highway. You got the backups in, and they're scoring too. And, and then Creek gets one here, and, kind of in garbage time a little bit. But
Hey, you take what you can get at this point. Something positive.
Right.
Got to go try to beat Phillip Simmons next week. Tough task.
Yeah, that'll be fun. They got to take down those running backs, man.
Yeah. No, it's an uphill climb. It's an uphill climb. Ooh, we can't go that far backwards.
Hey, Jim, were you at that one, Jimmy? Because I was at Well Branch because I couldn't get the clearance for that one.
Yeah,
Buford, Phillip Simmons. Yeah, he was there.
How was that there? Like I tuned in on the live a little bit.
Yeah, that was the worst game Buford's ever played. But those two backs for Phillip Simmons, those were the two best running backs I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, Taylor Doherty doesn't get to kick it. Dang it.
Yeah, and that's just it's stuff like that. Even when they played Buford, man, they had a couple of bad snaps in that game, and you know what I'm saying? Just run it. Yeah.
That game was 13-0, and they were driving, and then they snapped it over Damien's head and gave it away, and it just snowballed from there. But I mean, they were playing competitive with Buford in that first quarter, and then once the wheels came off, it just fell apart. But yeah, like it sucks that they're going to go 0-10 because they're a better team than that. They really are. They showed better than that this year.
Well, it's
Justin,
the meat and
have you
potatoes,
taught
man.
the Battery Creek's coach?
Not recently, no. I leave him alone.
I wonder
when
how
it's going
he's
rough.
taking it. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's having a hard time. I mean, I think obviously it's tough. You don't get here if you're not a competitor. Misa can attest to that. You're a competitor, and most of the time it's because you hate losing more than you love winning that you make it to this point. And so to lose week after week is, you feel like you're beating your head against the wall. I have so much respect and empathy for those guys when they're going through a rough season, because it just feels like there's no way out, like it's just we got to go do this again. And
I hope he sticks it out. At least stays a couple years. I like for a coach to stay at least 3 or 4 years to try to. Yeah.
I do too.
You gotta get those freshmen.
Yeah, and well, you just got to. It takes time. You got to instill something that isn't there, and that doesn't happen overnight. Just like it doesn't happen overnight for the kids to go from, a scrawny sophomore to a big bulky senior. Like that happens purposefully. You got to build a program purposefully too, and one step at a time. So I hope they can get it going. They competed for much of the year.
You know what? I just don't. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? For us, this is a frustrated alumni, basically.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
Football, when it comes to football, you have up and down years, and you have up and down years in other sports with Battery Creek, but with football, just consistently, it's been 3-7, 2-8, 1-9, 0-10, for over multiple decades, and it's like except for that one year, I think it was like 2014, where it was like 7-4 or something like that. But
had a good run under Schumann. Schumann had a good run for a while, and then and Wilson, I think, had it going pretty good. And they were flirting with 500 every year under Walt Wilson, and I think they were close to turning the corner. But then his son Will was going to be a big time recruit, and I just think he had to get him somewhere where he could get a little more exposure. And he's at Richland Northeast, and he's going to be a Power 5 quarterback. He's a monster.
Right.
He had a monster night the other night. They put up like 73 on somebody, like Ridgeview or somebody.
Jeez. Miami Dolphins out here.
2012, Battery Creek 6-6. Stricklander says.
What, football?
Yep. That's 2012. Creek was 6-6.
That was after me. So I was class 2012. So I played in 2011. 1-9 was my senior year. We could have been I think we had we 0 for a year, and we could have been in 2010, and I could have saved the season. I dropped the interception wide open versus Lake Marion, straight green grass.
Oh,
about
man.
about 20 yards, straight green grass. He threw it up. I could have caught it, ran it back, and I dropped it.
You gotta catch it first, man.
Gotta catch
it first. Oh, that hurts. Well, hey, fellas. Stricklander, you and Stricklander graduated the same year.
What, 2012?
Has informed us. Yep, 2012.
Yeah.
There you go. Him from Patrick Henry, you from Battery Creek. Different worlds.
Yeah, Javon, what do you think about Buford Hanahan right now? If you had to say, what do you think about that game?
Buford Hanahan, I think the biggest I think for Buford is just not falling asleep, because I think that's what happened when they got that cheap touchdown against the pass. Battery Creek was you felt was falling asleep out there, and what I saw Hanahan do tonight was they played it short. They ran the ball with Rivera. They threw it wasn't shown in the highlights, but man, in that first quarter and a half, they must have threw like 6 or 7 quick wide receiver screens to Goldsmith and I forgot the other kid's name, but they threw like 5 or 6 wide receiver screens. And then next thing you know, wide open was that pass to Landon Gomes, even though he stepped out. That's what happened. So they try to get you to come up, and then they play action, which is, typical turn up. But Buford, they'll be fine.
I guess Stricklander should have just stayed on. I don't know why he got off. He's been commenting the whole time, but he's got Buford by 20.
The whole time. That's probably
he's got Buford by 20.
He says it's big boy football.
Yeah, you did say it's big boy football, so you know.
It is. We were talking about 4A and Hampton, like that is big boy football. How about May River Bluffton? You got Buford on Hanahan? You got him?
Yeah.
Jimmy, who you got? May River Bluffton.
May River Bluffton. That's what I was going to say. That's a good game. I think it's going to be close, but if I had to guess, I'm guessing May River's defense is a little better than Bluffton's. So I would go May River by 3. If I had to say so right now, but I think it's going to be a good game, and I wouldn't be surprised if Bluffton won, but I give May River the slight edge. Where are they playing at?
Where are they at, Misa?
At the B side, Bluffton.
At the Den. I would have said before tonight probably the same thing about May River's defense having a slight edge, but Bluffton did a pretty good job against James Island tonight. That was impressive. That defense may be figuring some things out. So I don't know. That's a close matchup for me. I can't call it.
Yeah.
Can't call it right now. I gotta get a feel for the vibes. But I do think Macy creates some problems for Bluffton. But I also think Bluffton's offense just creates problems for everybody because when it's running efficiently, there's just a lot of weapons there, man. And it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be a challenge for May River to put athletes on all those guys and contain them. Because if you miss an assignment, and then make the right read, it's a big play. Stricklander, I guess I did kind of kick you off, didn't I, Stricklander? Sorry about that.
Or you put your second string in too early.
I was freaking out about too many people. Yeah, that'll happen too. Buford got a little. Yeah, Hampton didn't fool around with that tonight. They wanted their pizza party that they get for the shutout, so they kept the starters in on defense all the way. It was running clock, So
yeah, but Hampton's. I was about to say too. You spoke on Hampton a couple times. Hampton's is really good, man.
Yeah,
that's
really good.
I was talking about we were talking football at the barbershop. High school football, and Hampton came out. Says, "Listen, I never really looked into it," and we were looking at the records and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about Hampton. I happened to pull up Hampton, and I looked at the record, and I looked at the games, and I'm like, "Yo, Hampton's rolling, man."
Dude, they're
new school.
They're really, really good. They might be able to beat Oceanside. Like they're that good. They're really that good. Zion Dobson is an absolute monster. The fact that his only offer is NAIA is just stupid because the kid's got the grades. Like he's like top 5% of his class.
He might be another Casey. Get a late offer, and then you see what Casey's doing at state.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's that kind of guy. He's that kind of guy.
Well, that's why I started, and we've talked about this too. You putting your eye, on Lowco, with Lowco Sports, and that's what I've done with different zone and hoping to, start to spread out around the area, just to give these kids an opportunity. Because there's no way, and no shade to SC State. That's not what I'm saying. They put kids in the NFL and everything like that, but there's no way Casey, decision came down to SC State. Man, that kid's a monster. You know what I'm saying? And maybe he played out of position a little bit for a couple of years. But that run he had from week 3 against Goose Creek all the way to the state championship, man, you can't. And, I was just getting into it, too. And when they put him there in the fourth quarter, man, and that's a kid. That's not just a guy. He has to play.
I'm not sure what it is down here with our athletes. I don't know if it's the lack of exposure or what, but Estill last year and Wade Hampton, they had studs on that. Those teams were solid. And then now you're merging them. The community has come together to accept the merging of 2 completely different schools, and they're all in. And these guys are kicking tail. 64-0 on Woodland. Beautiful. Woodland is not a flash in the pan, little program.
They were undefeated, by the way. They had allowed 91 points all season. They gave
Woodland
up 64
is a good program, but like you're saying, Javon, a Casey Fields where he had to wait to the state championship to get a D1 offer from state, and look at what he's doing as a freshman, as a true freshman, not even a redshirt. As a true freshman, he's getting carries, he's getting good runs. I've watched every game of state this year because that's my school, and I'm Casey is doing up there what he was doing down here, and the folks down here were saying, oh, well, it's 3A football. Let's see how he does. Well, he's at state doing the same thing he was doing down here.
Nah, he's a dog. Dobson's a dog. He's over 1,500 rushing yards now for the season, and he's got 21 rushing touchdowns.
Jesus, man.
He's also got a receiving touchdown, but no, he's an absolute monster. But the guys up front, obviously, are what makes it happen, and the offensive line is really, really good. And, they had a lot coming back from Hampton last year, but not so much on the offensive line. But they had a bunch of guys from Estill, so they've really got a good mix on that line. Ty J. Wright has been a monster. DeMonte Mathis came back tonight. He's had a broken hand. He was out there with the club. Dan Anderson playing nose guard has been he's a beast. They got him at 6'3", 305. He's every bit of that, I promise. Trying to think of some of the other guys. Drake DeLoach is a dog on the offensive line. And then Emmanuel Barcos Santiago. He's the offensive lineman / kicker. I love an offensive lineman / kicker. Were you the kicker, Javon?
Was I the kicker for what?
Yeah. In high school? No.
No.
Sometimes Battery Creek would have a big guy be the kicker, like the offensive lineman or a linebacker, and I don't know. Thought maybe.
Oh no! At the time, I wasn't that big. I was 185 in high school. So
I got you.
I was 185. I played linebacker or running back. Hey Jimmy,
that's right.
You think you can remember 2011 Battery Creek versus Beaufort?
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember during that game, there was a player at running back, number 9, who got a big run and wound up fumbling the ball 10 yards downfield, 10, 15 yards downfield?
I do remember that, yes.
That was me.
Yep. That was you?
That was me.
Do you really remember?
Play, man.
You remember a random play from 20?
That was a big play, dude. That was a big play. That was a big play.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't know that was you, though.
Yeah, that was me. I still had 117 yards, but that fumble, man, we still laugh about me and the kids from that team. We're friends from that day. So when I talk to Cohen and the King Smalls and we play pickup 7-on-7, we still laugh about it to this day because I was gone. I had the green light, and I tell them all the time, dude, I was going to be gone. It was you couldn't run, outrun Smalls because Smalls was 200 meters track state champion. And it's I don't think you guys know how fast I did. I was going to state for hurdles, man. You know what I'm saying? I was fast, man. I was out of there, and I freaking fumbled it, man. I was so mad.
Man.
That's so funny. Well, what a great note to end
you'll
it
never
on.
forget that.
Common threads. Common threads. That's funny. Well, hey, fellas, appreciate you riding along tonight. Wes wasn't feeling great. He was feeling run down at the end of the night, so he just wanted to get home and get to bed. So it was nice to have company from all our friends, including the Stricklander and the Ridgelander that I kicked out for being skis at people. I wasn't really trying to be mean about it. It was just going to get crowded in here, and we just segregated the show tonight. That's all.
Don't back down. Stand on it. Hey, this is a big boy table now. The kids table was in the early hours.
Willie White says it was a great show.
But say for my ancestors, I'm okay with segregation as long as I'm on this side.
Right on that note.
Oh man. On that note, it's been another great Lowco Friday night. And we're gonna call it a night there, but we're gonna shout out the Lowco.
Justin, can you reel that? Just that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Send it out.
Tag you personaed it.
Send it
for
out.
the ancestors. The Lowco Booster Club is made up of Prime IV Hydration and Wellness, now open in Belfair Town Village. Go get your drip from my guy Max, and then go get cracked up by my guy Ambrose at Rooted Living Wellness. He's a great chiropractor. They'll get you feeling right. And then go to Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country. Chris Odom will get your floors feeling right. He'll get them so clean that your feet will thank you. We also have Eagle Creations, your one-stop shop for full-scale promotional items and custom gift baskets. Great place to get those holiday gifts taken care of right now. Be done with it before it's even November. Go by and say Bill and Mandy, and say that Lowco sent you. And then finally, the Court Lifestyle Pros, Daniel and Debbie Court, Low Country natives selling the Lowco lifestyle on Hilton Head Island. So, fellas, that is a wrap on week 8. I'm wiped out. Appreciate you coming along for the ride. Thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to everybody who jumped in with this. Stricklander, Jeffrey Strickland, great dude out there. And Stricklander, it's such a great nickname. And the Ridgelander, Trace Lowther, and fellow Ridgelander, Misa Garzone, and Walter Burrowian. Jimmy Searson from the Green Room, and then Javon Livingston. Where are you living at these days, Vaughn? Where are you at? Port Royal?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, PR, baby. I like Port Royal. Port Royal's got a good vibe.
Is he the fumbler, Javon, or is that too soon?
The fumbler.
What? The fumbler? No. That's too soon, man. That's too soon. It's enough, man. I'm just mad Chick-fil-A is farther away now, man. The fries get cold by the time I get back now, man.
Yeah, Chick-fil-A's overrated. Chick-fil-A's
overrated.
Whoa. All right, whoa. You know what? End the live, man. End the live. We're going to be here.
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it is not as good as its reputation.
No. You're going to talk about the Lord's chicken?
Church's chicken is better than Chick-fil-A.
Whoa. You did not just say Church's chicken is better.
Chicken.
I did. Popeyes is better.
No.
The chicken itself.
No. This is
Rigdon's is 100,000 times better. Chick-fil-A is overrated. You can get the sauce at the grocery store. You get the sauce at the grocery store.
You're one of those people that you just feel like you don't want the popular thing. And that's what that is. It's okay. It's okay.
No, it's that I'm not gonna. Yeah, Raising Cane's for real. Zaxby's also better. Exactly. Yeah.
What? No, it's not.
It's not even close.
No.
Yes, it is.
No.
Chick-fil-A is overrated, and it's not worth the time that you spend in line to get that crap. You wait 20 minutes in line.
You do not wait 20 minutes in line.
You spend
the same line in McDonald's that takes 20 minutes takes like 3 minutes at Chick-fil-A.
3 minutes, and then
we thought the show was over.
Like five teenagers with tablets. It's worse.
27 outside. People's lives have been saved because of Chick-fil-A. I know people who have been healed because of Chick-fil-A. Like
not on Sunday. Not on Sunday. You starving in the desert on Sunday. You ain't getting no Chick-fil-A to save your life.
You should have been prepared.
You and Will White need to go have your own show.
The customer service is unmatched.
Will White's right. It's overrated and the fries get cold too fast.
You and Will White,
they get so
not
mealy.
Overrated.
They get so mealy when they get cold. So mealy. I was the original Chick-fil-A fan, man. I was killing them things. Yeah. Y'all had Raising Cane's? Have you had Raising Cane's?
Yes.
I've never had Raising Cane's.
Yes.
And you think Chick-fil-A is better?
Yes.
You're
right. My number one chicken place is Popeyes.
Okay. Yeah, I can dig that. I'm on it with Popeyes. I'm just saying,
Church's
look,
chicken,
overrated does not equal bad. All right. It just means that people's opinion of it is higher than the reality. And Chick-fil-A is the definition of overrated, along with Chipotle. Chipotle is the most overrated chain in America. They don't even mix their crap up in the burrito. You take a bite and it's all rice. It's horrible.
I agree with your take on Chipotle.
Chipotle, yes. I prefer Moe's.
I prefer Moe's.
Yeah, welcome to Moe's. Welcome to Moe's.
Moe's is better.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna need you to calm down about
Chipotle.
You're not.
I love Chick-fil-A. I ain't trying to tell you not to go to Chick-fil-A. I'm just saying, like, every time I have it, I'm like, yeah.
You're not missing much with Chipotle.
Okay.
It's overpriced and overrated. Go to Moe's.
Oh, really? So I'm not. I'm not.
You know, it's a good spot on you guys' side. Java burrito, man.
For real.
Java burrito, man.
Haven't tried them yet.
Check it out.
Plus, there's like 17 taco trucks that are 100 times better than Chipotle. Like,
listen, next time you come to Rizzlin, go to the taco place across the street from the seafood restaurant.
Okay.
You'll thank me later.
Right across from Fiddler's.
Mm-hmm. Literally across.
Right. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I got you. Next time, you got it. Deal. All right, let's wrap the show again. Now that we've had our fast food debates.
I got some cold tacos I got to get to, man. So,
word. All right, appreciate you, fellas.
We should meet at Chick-fil-A next time, guys. Let's just go all Chick-fil-A together and just live stream us eating at Chick-fil-A.
That would be our pleasure. We got
waterboarded Justin with Polynesian sauce.
I like it. Polynesian's I like Chick-fil-A sauce. They got great sauce. I love Chick-fil-A sauce.
Yeah,
but I can get it at the grocery store. I don't have to go to Chick-fil-A to get it. Yeah. I only go when my wife and kids make me go because they're part of that Chick-fil-A cult where they think it's better than it is. I don't get it.
You just want to be different. It's okay, Justin.
Yeah, I do. I mean, Chick-fil-A is good. Yes, Phil, I agree. Chick-fil-A is delicious, but it's not as delicious as people think.
There we go. Who's Phil?
I'm saying.
Phil, yeah.
That's Owen Bays' pops.
Phil's a real one.
Pops.
Phil's a real one. Phil's a real one.
All right, we're going to have a segment in the future. All right, boys. Well, peace out, Cub Scouts. Until next time, go Lowco.